boyfriend's brother got me pregnant and now I don't know what to do. 3 months ago, I started dating this new guy. He was so sweet and good looking. He took me to meet his very rich family right away. I walked into their beautiful house and his brother came right up to me and gave me a kiss. Now let me say this. My boyfriend and his brother are almost exactly identical. They are both extremely good looking. They're both super muscular and really good shape. They both have long brown hair. They both have green eyes and tan skin. I mean, they are virtually perfect looking. Here's the difference. My boyfriend is so sweet, while his brother is more of a bad boy. Flirts with me in front of his whole family. And they all think it's hilarious, even my boyfriend. But here's the problem. The more I visited their house, the more I realized I was getting butterflies every time I saw his brother. And it's like his brother knew it. He would look deep into my eyes while we had conversations. He always looked like he was about to kiss me. One day my mother-in-law decided to take me shopping to Bloomingdale's. She ended up buying me a $2,000 necklace. These people have money. When we got back to the mansion, I decided to put the necklace on. But as I was struggling, my boyfriend's brother decided to help me out. Slowly put the necklace on me. Then he started smelling my neck. Then he started kissing my neck. And then he started kissing me and we started making out. I couldn't help it. Part 2 is up. That's when my brother-in-law started kissing my neck. Then he made his way to my mouth, and we started making out, passionately. I physically couldn't stop myself from kissing him. After we kissed for a minute, we realized we were in the kitchen. Anybody could walk in on us. That's when he grabbed my hand and took me outside by the pool. He took me behind the pool house, and then we just started kissing more. We were back there for like 20 minutes. So my phone rings, and it's my boyfriend, his brother. I push him off, and I run back into the house. For the rest of the night, he just kept staring at me, and I basically just tried to avoid his gaze. We didn't talk about the fact that we kissed at all for like 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, I found myself alone in their house again. He comes up to me and starts trying to kiss me again, but this time I did have a little more self-control. He did something I never expected. He picked me up straight off the couch, threw me over his shoulder, and took me to his bedroom. Then he started kissing me more. And again, I gave in. I couldn't help myself. It's like I physically can't stop myself from touching him. He kissed on his bed, and then it happened. But I instantly felt remorse. Let me clear something up though. I am still very, very attracted to my boyfriend. I mean, if anything, I would have rather done it with him, but there's just something about his brother that I find intoxicating. I instantly felt sick to my stomach. I left his room and went back home. My boyfriend called me and asked me why I wasn't waiting for him at his house. I told him that I didn't feel sick, so he came over and brought me chicken soup. I just did the dirty with his brother and he brought me chicken soup? You can imagine how guilty I felt. 2 weeks later, I wasn't getting my period. So I took a test and it turns out I'm pregnant. And I'm pretty sure it's his brother's. I broke the news to him and his family that I'm pregnant and they're so happy. He proposed to me and we're engaged now. His brother, on the other hand, still tries to kiss me. But he just got a new girlfriend. We'll never tell the truth though. Or should I?
Storytime. Karma didn't do its job fast enough, so I had to take matters into my own hands. So a little background information, my best friend Ellie had just passed away in a car crash, and for some reason these two girls, Jackie and Jayla, decided that they were going to talk on her all the time for no reason. Like they had some weird, unhealthy obsession with her for no reason. Like the one time they literally put me in a group chat just so that way I could see them talking about her. So I told my best friends Christy and Megan about it, and we decided to come up with a plan to jump them. So in the morning and after school, Jayla and Jackie would walk by my house to get to theirs. So obviously we weren't going to do it in the morning because nobody had the energy for that. But we got baseball bats and everything else. And we did end up using them. Like we ran up on them after school and we started to beat out of them. I don't want this video to get taken down, so use your imagination because it was pretty bad. And both of them ended up in the ER. One girl was in a coma for the week and the other one had a broken collarbone. They ended up pressing charges, but my thing is, this is a girl who can't defend herself.
Am I wrong for not buying my boyfriend another birthday gift after he rejected the original present? I'm 25 and I have been with my boyfriend for over 3 years. His birthday was last week. Him and I are not into the same music, so we don't go to many shows together, but when we have gone together, it has been very fun. My boyfriend loves bands. I don't really know how else to put it. He listens to a lot of rock music from these bands I've never heard of. Imagine Dragons are coming to our city this summer. I know who they are and I know they're a band, so I figured this would be an awesome present for my boyfriend. I got us the tickets and was very excited. My excitement was short-lived. It turned into sadness very soon. Here is a summary of how the gift exchange went down. I bought him some other smaller things but put the ticket confirmation in an envelope with the card I made for him. He opens the envelope and I'm met with the, what? I explained to him that they're coming to town and I thought it would be a lot of fun to go together and that I want to get more into the music he likes. Then he responds, "This is not the music I like. Just because a band has instruments doesn't mean it's what I like." I'm honestly very sad at this point and I asked him if he really wouldn't have fun. He says, "Honestly, you should just try to get your money back. I don't want to go to this." I say, "Okay," as I'm literally holding back tears. He then says that I could try to resell the tickets. He goes on his phone and Googles concerts in the area around that day and says we could go to one of these shows instead. I snapped at him. I said I really tried to do something I thought he'd like and that it's extremely hurtful the way he responds. He says, "We have been dating for 3 years. How did you not know that I don't like that music? I wouldn't get you tickets to the Travis Scott concert for your birthday because I am well aware you hate rap. You should have known I wouldn't like this." At that point, I've actually started crying. I just said I wanted to do something together and he didn't have to be so mean. He tried to take back everything he said and he was like, "We can go. I'm sure it will be fun." I told him, no, I know how he really feels. He is now upset, saying that it's basically like I got him nothing for his birthday since I won't resell the tickets to get different tickets, and then I won't suck it up and go with him after he made it very clear how he feels. So, am I wrong?
Did anybody else grow up in a household where your parents didn't like really show physical affection to like each other? Because I grew up in a Latino household where like my parents really didn't like kiss. Like if they did, it was like a little peck on the mouth and that was it. Like they never really showed affection, right? Well, anyways, maybe that's why I have trauma. Me and my husband are like very openly affectionate around our daughter. Like she knows we love each other, whatever. Well, anyways, it's still so awkward for me to like be like openly affectionate in front of my parents, right? Because they're not used to it. I just feel like weird. But like everywhere else, like we're okay with it. Well, anyways, 2 weeks ago, we were going somewhere and I was at a gas station and my mom was on the opposite side. So I get off, my man gets off and he smacks my butt. At that same moment, she makes eye contact with me, with my butt, with my man. And it was just so awkward because she just looks at me like, it's been 2 weeks and it keeps replaying in my mind.
Am I the bad apple for stealing my nephew's dog? Just some background info. My 33 female sister, 35 female, moved in with me and my partner 6 years ago when my nephew Jaden, now 11, was 5. About a year after they moved in with me, I adopted a husky named Flynn. My nephew loves Flynn to pieces. She started dating Steve about 2 years ago and they just recently moved in together. Jaden asked if he could take Flynn to his new house. I was very sympathetic and had a serious conversation with him about it, but I told him the answer would have to be no. I thought that was the end of it, but I recently got a phone call from my sister, furious. She said she couldn't believe that I was being this selfish, that I was stealing her child's dog. She argued with me that he would only be in the kennel while Jaden was at school and then overnight, even though that's still most of the day. And that she would make Jaden walk him. I told her I'm sorry. Flynn is still my dog and I'm not budging.
You guys know how I don't like to go out to eat with my dad. I mean, I've made videos about it before. But it was my mom's birthday and I'm like, okay, I'll go. I literally like made a promise to myself that I would never go out to eat with this man ever again. But I did it and it was fine, mostly. But then the bill came and then he goes on this rant and it didn't stop. About how tipping is the worst thing ever. We should not be obligated to tip because it is not our responsibility. Corporations should pay their workers better. We have allowed this to go on for so long. Everyone's kind of sitting there laughing, but also simultaneously taking out dollar bills from their wallets to leave on the table for when he's done. Because yeah, he's right. I'm sitting there like, yeah, you know what? You got a point. But John Doe, I don't know their name. They gotta pay the bills. Like, we cannot fault them. They are not at fault. I, of course, said this out loud. He goes on to say that they should rally, basically strike. If they want to be paid well, then they need to demand it. It's not our responsibility. Yeah, and then he left. And then the rest of us dropped fives on the table. One day though, guys, one day.